Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If you're out there, please say hi. I see Marianne's out there and Suzanne is out there. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Whew, it is a chilly, chilly day here in Western Pennsylvania. I guess we're up to 36, which is a little warmer than when I went out last, but not not terribly nice. Um, very At least it's sunny. We got some sun out there. But it's cold, starting to warm up, I guess. That's a little warmer. It got down to, I think, like 18 last night. Not enjoyable. Not enjoyable at all. So, I guess our low was 13 today. I think that was last night. I hope. Yeah, we're going up. So we went down to 13 last night. It was supposed to be 18, and we're down to 13. Um, I don't like these cold, cold temperatures, but what are we gonna do about it, right? I thought I turned off this little ticker. Let's turn this one off. There we go. All right. So it's Wednesday. That means we're here in the afternoon with you all. We will be doing a little bit of talk and then a little bit of showing you some new things. We've pulled for you here some random new vintage, all kinds of wonderful things for jewelry making and crafting. You don't have to be a jewelry maker necessarily to like a lot of the things that we have. But hopefully if you're creative, you're joining us and hanging out with us. We like that. Kimberly just joined us. Hello, Kimberly. Thank you for being here. Um, Suzanne says, Happy birthday to all the kitties. Thank you. Yes, our kitties um, all celebrated their birthday yesterday. So St. Patrick's Day is the day we reserve for our kids' birthdays. Um, I told the story about that yesterday a little bit, but Paolo and Babette, they were born on this day. They have since passed. We don't know exactly the day when Barnaby and Gilbert were born, but it's close to this time. We have more of an idea of the girls. They're pretty much like a week later, technically. But so they're like next week, technically. Maybe we'll do another little thing for them too. But we use St. Patrick's Day for everybody's birthday because it's all close. They're all in there somewhere. And it also helps us to, celebrate our little fur babies who have passed as well and keep them in memory. So, yeah, yesterday we celebrated all their birthdays. They got some treats. Not as much as they should have, probably because the store was out of the treats I wanted to get them. So I'll be stopping today to see if they've got any extra treats for them, probably. So yeah, we'll see. Let's see here. Yvette is here. Hello, Yvette. Thank you for joining us. We're happy to see you showing up here and tuning in, and hopefully you like your stay with us. Let us know where you're tuning in from if you want to. Marianne says we are 46 degrees Fahrenheit here now. Well, that's nice. You're warmer than us for once. Yeah, 36 here. 36 here. And I don't know let's pull it up here and see. It says it feels like 27. I was going to say it does feel colder than 36. That's why I was very surprised when it said it was actually 36. Yeah, it says feels like 27 with the wind. I believe that. Marianne says, poor deprived babies. I know, right? They're so deprived. They only got churros instead of their sardines. So I have to see if their sardines are in the grocery store yet, if they've restocked those or not. Gertie hasn't had her birthday sardines. Yeah, so life around here has been life around here. I feel like today I sent out emails. I did a lot of tech work today, like computer-based stuff. So, sometimes I feel like I don't get anything done, but I got a lot done. Um, I scheduled out Andrew's event for Friday. I made an event for that on Facebook. I don't know how it's Wednesday already. I thought I was going to do that on Monday. Um, so his event is out there now, just to try and let people know out in Facebook land that he'll be doing an art drop this Friday. He does an art drop pretty much every Friday now. So he's gonna have some more enamel pendants out there. That's exciting. He's working on a few other things. I don't know what all is gonna get done or not get done, so we'll see. But um, I don't want to. I'm not going to blow the cover on anything. We'll let him decide all that. But um, yeah, so he's working on other things too. Um, we have our creative make along on Friday as well. So Andrew's art drop will happen at 7 p.m. in the online store. And you can go to our homepage. He has a little collection there that we've created with all of his art drop items over the past few months. So if you missed any of his art drops, you can go to the online store, and the collection is right up front there right now. And that collection will be added to this Friday at 7 p.m. We turn everything on. At 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll have our creative make along. And the creative make along is where we get together on Zoom and we make stuff together. We themed it this month because people were talking about it. We themed it as a pajama party and an ice cream party. So um, get in your most comfy pajamas or your favorite pajamas, get your favorite frozen desserts, um, and join us on Zoom. The link is on our blog. There's a whole blog post about creative make-alongs in 2026. I believe that's the title of the blog post. Um, and you can join us for that creative make-along. The Zoom link is there. The dates for all of the make-alongs in 2026 are also listed on that blog post, so you can add them all to your calendar. They run in lieu of the live, so instead of having the live at 7:30, we will have the creative make-along. I might do a live earlier in the day. We'll see if I get around to it or not, depending on how busy the store is. That's the day I'm at the store on Friday. But if it's not busy, maybe I'll do a live earlier in the day. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But if nothing else, we'll get together and hang out in the evening. Well, evening for some people. If you're on the West Coast, that's kind of the afternoon. But you can be in your pajamas in the afternoon. It's all right. So that is what's going on there. April 10th is quickly approaching. That is book club day. So inspired by reading book club, our book club meeting is April 10th. April 10th. So be sure to join us. That will also be on Zoom, starting around 7:30. And that book is The Glassmaker by Tracy Chevalier. So if you've not read it yet, like me, start reading. You've got about a month. You've got less than a month. You've got 3 weeks. I've got 3 weeks. Um, I've got to get to reading. Um, Kimberly says, haha, yes, we were chatting about ice cream and PJs and live, and it was the suggested, was suggested to theme it. Love it. Yep. So I got to pick up my ice cream um, and get ready for that. Getting into pajamas is not going to be too hard because I'm going to come right home from the store on Friday and I'm going to get in my pajamas. Suzanne says it's not a hard read. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I'm glad. I might have to use one of my Audible credits to get it because I don't think it's available through the library right now. Um, I checked, I think it's taken out. So um, I will probably listen to it. Maybe this weekend at the shop or next weekend at the shop. While I'm up there, I'll start listening to it. Um, but the idea behind that is we read a book and then we make something inspired by that book. So that's why it's called Inspired by Reading Book Club. And so you can read the book and make anything you want inspired by it. We'll get on the Zoom call, we'll discuss the book together, and then we'll show the things that we've made inspired by the book. If you've not made anything yet by the time the Zoom call comes around, that's okay. You can make it during the call. You can start it during the call. We're very lenient. And so, yeah, it's gonna be fun. Gonna have a good time. Andrew said it is currently available at our library. Oh, good. I thought it was checked out when I looked a few days ago and it said it was checked out. So I'm gonna have to maybe grab that. Um, so that's good. Marianne says I've read about half. Good, good. Um, so yeah, that is happening. Don't forget, Andrew's also teaching water slide decals on enamel. Um, and that's in Peters Valley, New Jersey, and that'll be in October. I believe it's October 17th and 18th. Let me look that up just to make sure I've got that date right. Whoa. It is the 17th and 18th. Yes. 17th and 18th. That's in Layton, New Jersey, Peters Valley School of Craft. If you'd like to sign up for that class, you can sign up through the Peters Valley website. And that's a 2-day class. He's going to teach you all about using water slide decals on enamel, how to make them. I'm going to make your own decals, how to print them, how to apply them on enamel. So should be lots of fun. If you've ever wanted to know how to do your own decaling on enamel, sign up for the class and head over to New Jersey on the 17th and 18th of October to take the class with Andrew. I don't know where the class stands as far as being filled, so sign up as quickly as you can. One, so that they know people are interested, and two, so that you get a spot in case people are super interested. So that's happening. And I think, let's see, Creative Make Along, Book Club, Art Drop. I'm hoping to have new, we'll see if my teacher was able to put my dishes through a glaze firing this week. So I may have about 8 dishes done if she was able to do that tonight. I may be able to pick them up. So we'll see. If so, I will be debuting those um, either during the live tomorrow or on Friday as well on the online store so that people can combine things if they want to get those and something from Andrew as well. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And in the meantime, tonight at Pottery, I will probably be making more of my little ceramic pendants. A number of those have sold. I think I made 14 of them, and there are 3 left. I think there are 3 left. So if you didn't see those, check out the online store. Let's see here. Where are we here? And oh, yes, Andrew said he's teaching at Touchstone in September as well. So the 12th and 13th of September. What are you teaching there? Can't remember. I looked it up here, but it doesn't have a. There it is. It's called Luscious Color. Luscious Color on Metal, and is mostly about colored pencil on metal. So there you go. So that's what Andrew will be teaching at Touchstone. That's on the 12th and 13th of September. That's a newer class that he's added to his schedule. So Luscious Color on Metal. And you'll be learning how to use colored pencils on metalwork. So if you want to take that class, Touchstone Center for Crafts here in Pennsylvania, in Southern Pennsylvania, you can check out their website, touchstonecrafts.org, I believe. Touchstone, I think. Let me make sure I got that right. Or is it just Touchstone? Touchstonecrafts.org. Yes, I was right. So you can sign up for that class there. I have to make a blog post about that too. Now that I think they have that up for sign up. Yeah, they've got their September, I think, list up. So um, that's good. You scroll down here and just make sure. September 12th and 13th. There it is. Okay. Yeah. So it's a 2-day a weekend class. And you can sign up for that. I'm going to make a blog post about that too, because I haven't done that one yet. But I did the decals on enamel one that will give you the link to Peters Valley School of Craft and their sign up if you want to do that. Just check out our blog for that as well. Yeah, that's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, y'all. And if you have any questions, email us and we can try and answer those for you. What are you all up to today? How's the day going? Are you cold where you are? Some of y'all had some really nice weather. Everybody, some people talking about 70s and 80s. Um, Not here, not here, but it's sunny. I'll take the sun. I will always take the sun. The cats apparently think it's warmer than it is because they keep wanting to go outside and begging to go out, but it is cold outside. I want their little handies to freeze off. But yeah, so they didn't get to go out today. I didn't go out much today other than a run to the car and back and do some errands and things. Um, Today's kind of my today with this in the middle of the day. Um, it throws off my day a little bit, but I it's usually my errand day. I get things done before this, get some errands done. We had lunch. Andrew made a delicious lunch. We don't often eat lunch, um, which is probably not great, but um, I don't know what it had. I know it had black eyed peas because I went to get black eyed peas, and it was over rice, and it was mushrooms and a broth that he made, and um, it's just really good. It's really tasty. Some vegetables and like a vegetable medley, and it was really good. I feel very full now. I'm a little sleepy because I'm so full. We were watching while we were eating. We were watching some videos on 3D printers. One of our friends had given us a 3D printer to try to figure out how to use for both us and them. And so we've been watching some videos on how to use it. And we got a little bit terrified because some versions of this 3D printer come some come fully assembled. You can get it fully assembled, you can get it partially assembled, or you can get it not assembled at all. And the guy doing the video got one that was not assembled at all. And he's like, oh, it takes, like an hour to put together or 2 hours. It took him 3 days, 3 days to put it together. He's like, I changed the way this video was edited because if I showed you that, I would lose subscribers because it was so boring. I'm hoping the one we've got is at least partially assembled, but we'll see. I'm not against a challenge, I guess, of putting something together, but that's a lot. That's a lot. So we'll see what happens. Suzanne says we're in the 50s. That's pretty nice. And Suzanne says, I love black eyed peas. Yeah, they were good in there. We just got canned ones because we weren't, rehydrating any black eyed peas, but they were good. It was a really good meal. It was a little bit spicy, which was good. It cleared out my sinuses a little bit. Susan's here. Hello, Susan. Thanks for joining us. Um, let's see here. It says we had, come on, stop trying to show comments. We had Subway and picked up some groceries. 64 and sunny here. Nice. I'm glad that weather is on its way. It says, I'll have to pick up some ice cream then. Oh, maybe you're back further. Yes, get some ice cream. Get some ice cream. Um, yeah, remember if you're tuning in on YouTube, it will start you sometimes behind during the live. So make sure you're at the live point in the video. Oh, let me also turn on comments on the screen. Andrea's here. Hello, hello. Um, Says, where are you located? I'm in New York, Hudson Valley area. It's sunny but cold here. We are located in Western Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh, about an hour outside of Pittsburgh. And we are cold. 36 feels like 27 with the wind. Um, it is sunny here too. It is sunny here too. Marion says, I had the Asian salad with chicken thighs. Nice. I've never added meat to that. Never been a meat eater since they came out with those lovely bag salads. I love those. Um, but yeah, I bet it would be good that way. Bet it would be good. Um, yeah, so that's what's going on here. I'm going to pottery in just a little bit, so we're not going to chat too long because I want to get through the lots today. It's not tonight yet. And I know this is early for y'all on the West Coast, right? If you're out watching us, it's just noon there, right? That's wild. Susan says, that's the only thing I don't like about YouTube. I'm constantly having to refresh. That's weird that you have to constantly do it. Because I watch during the live and I don't, once I'm up to date, I don't have to change it ever again generally. So I don't know, that kind of sucks if you have to do that. But yeah, hit that. Make sure you're live. Make sure you're on time. I mean, you can watch it in the past, but it's nicer to be live. Hello, Vicky. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing? How's everybody? Having a good day? Everybody's pets okay? Like I said, ours celebrated their birthdays yesterday, and they haven't gotten to go outside for their birthday, and they didn't get to go outside today either. So they're feeling like they're a little cooped up right now. They've got a lot of errant energy flying around. They've been jumping up on the table, trying to jump up and help me with my work. They've been helping Andrew with his work. They've been crying and crying to go outside. The sunny days, they feel warm because the house is warm. We've got the heat on, the sun's coming in the window. They think it's delightful out. It's cold and it's windy. I keep trying to tell them, but they don't believe me. Uh, so that's been the day. Trying to work around cats today is pretty much what my job has been. But I did do an email. If you missed the things that we brought back from Italy, I did an email about that just to kind of catch anybody who may have missed things. When we were in Italy, we did a lot of searching for beads and beautiful things to bring back. We found some gorgeous strands of things, and we have more to add to the website as well. But for now, I've got most of the strands up there, and they are gorgeous. I just put some in the D stash group as well. That's another thing that we did this weekend. We started a D stash in the Andrew Thornton Project D stash group on Facebook. The very last lot, I think there's one left, are some beads from Italy. And but I just wanted to send out an email to let people know they're there. And if you missed our Italian adventures, we did bring back beads for y'all. So they are in the online store. Like I said, I have a few more things I want to add to that collection, but for now, you can grab those. So I sent out an email about that today, made a blog post about Andrew's drop, posted that around, and did a few other things. That's been my day. Not very excited. Dominique's here with us. Hello. Hopefully you're doing well today. Susan says our kids are good. Smokey is here with me in the back enjoying sunshine. Nice. Nice. I need to get these comments up here. Andrew says they mostly act up when you're around. Yeah, they do, don't they? Don't they? They act up a lot apparently. Apparently they're angels when I'm not here. from what Andrew says. But when I'm around, they get very wild. Um, I don't know why. I don't know why they're doing that, but apparently they do. So that is life here at Allegory Gallery today. Again, I'm in the home office. The cottage is quite chilly. Um, and Wednesday's a hard day for me to spend a lot of time over there because, like I said, I'm trying to do a lot of errands and things around the house and get things done here. It's kind of the midweek trying to um, clean up odds and ends. It's kind of one of those things because I am at this point in the week, I'm starting to get into a transition of thinking about what I need to take up to the store because I'm getting ready for my weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the store. So that's Wednesday's kind of the day. And then with my pottery class in the evenings, that takes me away out of my normal schedule for doing the live, which is why we're here in the afternoon on Wednesdays. Vicky says, I wonder who's the pushover, William. Yeah, we all know that's me. White Daddy is pushover daddy. Um, it has been said quite often in this household. Um, Dominique says, having all sorts of fun editing my website today, says sarcastically. Yeah, website fun. We've been editing. Um, we haven't, I did a big redo of our website. Now it's been, I think, almost a year ago or more. Um, but yeah, that was the last major edit we had to do. um, and I think we got it to where I kind of like it best and where I hope it works for people. I don't know. You never know, right? You never know. But yeah, I don't envy you. Although I kind of like that work. I don't mind it if I can get into it. If I can get into the groove of it. I kind of like it. But sometimes it's hard. It's a big project to get started depending on what you're doing. Um, but yeah. Yeah. So what else is going on, y'all? Um Those kids will think that you are the generous daddy. Yeah, I am. I'm generally I spoil them a lot, our little fur babies. Um, I am definitely the pushover and the more generous as far as food and outdoor time, and Andrew's a little more strict on that. Um, but yeah, that's the way it works. You gotta have one, right? Good cop, bad cop. But no, but I'm also I can be very strict with them if they get in trouble. Um, it's sometimes they make me hot-headed. Let's just say that. Um, so yeah, but they've been good. They've been pretty good. They've been naughty, but they've not been bad. So there's a difference, right? Cats are always generally going to be some kind of naughty at some point every single day. As long as they're not bad, that's okay. Or at least that's better. So yeah, that's that. I pulled some very random things here for you, some vintage Czech. There seems to be a lot of vintage Czech in here. I've got some lampwork glass. I've got some, I don't know, lots of things we're going to take a look at today. And let me get a let's do CXZ lots today. CXZ is going to be the lot numbers today. Marion says, darn it all, I have no choice but to play both parts. Yeah, right? Oh, the single parents out there, they've got to do they've got to do it all. Yeah. I have a feeling you're pretty lenient with yours. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but um I get that impression. Get that impression. Um anyway, let's take a look at some stuff. I feel like it's so short, but I don't have a lot to go over today. Um Lunch was the biggest thing we did today, which I'm normally not a lunch eater, so that was that was the highlight. Isn't that something? When lunch is the highlight of your day so far. Um, Let me see here. Let's flip this camera. Let me figure this out again. I hate um so I have, one of the new iPhones. And if you don't know, Siri now allows you to type to Siri. No, don't answer me. I'm not talking to you. Um, and so there's a little bar at the bottom of your iPhone that usually, you can flick up to see apps and all that. If you double tap on that bar, it initiates Siri now. And um, if it seems like that bar just shows up in a lot of places. So when I'm trying to do things at the bottom of my screen, it keeps trying to make Siri pop up, and it makes me a little bit crazy because it's always constantly getting in the way. Hey, Harry, thanks for joining us. Good to see you here. It's been a while. How are you doing? See, you've been busy. See you making stuff as always. Marion says fairly lenient, but I do make them move if I need to get up. That's good. Um, yeah. Sometimes there are limits, right? All right. Let's see what I've got for you all today in my bag of goodies. We've got some fun stuff. Hopefully you all like it. And to remember what all I do have in here. Okay. Yeah. Um, let's start with this. Speaking of Harry. Hey, Brooke. Thanks for joining us. All right. So if you are new and you're joining us, the instructions for how to do this are streaming down here, but we give you a piece of paper with a lot number for everything we do. It also has a price on it, and it usually has a number in this corner if there is more than one. That means this is the lot number, this is the price per item, this is how many of those items we have. You take down that lot number, CXZ1, for example, put it in the subject line of an email, and send that email to info@allegorygallery.com. Again, that's all scrolling down here. See, like to purchase from this video, take down the lot number, add it to the subject line of an email, and send it to info@allegorygallery.com. First come, first serve for all lots. Please send a new email each time. Do not hit the reply to an old sent mail to send a new one. All right? New email every time. If you send an email and get the lot, you are promising to take them. Easy, right? Easy peasy. All right. And this is a piece from Harry in Raku. This is a nice large pendant done in Raku. I love this piece. Let me give you the size on this. At the largest point, it is about 2¼ inches by about 3¼ inches. And just look at the beautiful glaze work on that raku. So beautiful. You've got like tree motif in the background. Got the lion head. Super cool piece and nice and light. Very light. It's a big piece as far as size-wise, but it is a very light clay. Very light piece. So that's CXZ1. All right. Now I did luxury bead blends yesterday and I missed one. This one was in another location in here in the office. So these are normally 12. We're going to do them this one for 10 like we did all the ones yesterday. If you missed yesterday's show, I did a bunch of luxury bead blends that we have that have been around. And I'm going to be adding those to the online store, but I haven't done that yet. So if you want to get them, you can get them instead of $12, which is what they'll be online. You can get them for $10 right now. All right, this is CXZ2. And this is the India glass. And it's all these pieces of foil glass in all different colors. You get a whole bag of them, all different sizes, shapes, colors, silver lined foil glass. And whoops, the bag would open. I can put these back in. And that's $10 per bag. 6 total bags is all we've got left. CXZ2. Susan says, oh, nice. Yeah, these are really nice. You've got all the different colors. You've got pinks, purples, blues, yellows, oranges, or reddy orange, greens, clears. Really pretty. And again, there are 6 bags available, $10 a bag only. CXZ2. And as you can see, we like stuff these full. They're bulging. We get as many in there for you as we can. All right. Next up, we have these. They're $18 each. I've got 2 of them here. These are a 24 karat gold plated charm or pendant in these horns. 24 karat gold plated. I believe they're plated silver or plated bronze. One of the two. They're 24 karat plated, and those are $18 each. We have both of them here. Both of them are shown. Really cool, especially if you use like wooden beads or, if you're making, I always hate to gender things, but if you're making men's jewelry, this is something that would be easy to incorporate. And let me give you these in cent or millimeters here. This is about 28 by 16, 28 by 16 millimeters. CXZ3. And this is an old price, y'all. This is long before all these prices started to skyrocket. So if you're looking at getting something like that, this is the perfect time to grab these right now. And then I have these ones These are silver plated ones, slightly larger. And let's see here, I have these at 16 each. The gold is a little more. And these are the bigger ones. I like where these hang from. They don't hang from the very end. They hang like that, which I really like that look. But these are silver plated and they are larger. So overall, they're about 40 by 30 millimeters. 40 by 30. And both of these are designed in that you could use them as earrings. They are reversible, so you can use them either way. And let's see here. These are 10 each, and I've got 2 of these ones available. These are the silver-plated version of number 3. So instead of $18, they're $10 each. You can see the difference between silver and gold even back then. And these are the silver version, silver-plated. And these are the smaller version. Again, as you can see, they are reversible. They have like the lines detailing all the way through. So they can be used as earrings without worrying about having a front and back to them. All right. I think that's all of those that I've got. So if you're looking for other sizes or colors, that's it on those. And found these. Where are they? There's one of these. These are $8. CXZ6. These are glass bezels, and it comes with, or glass cabochons, and it comes with a bezel. But this is the glass cabochon. There's only one of these. This little cute little bird, and it can fit inside the bezel, and you can lock it into place. These are flat backed. You can also use them for other things if you want. Seed bead around them if you don't want to use the bezel, but you get that with it, and that's $8. And I think these are 40 by 30. Yeah, 40 by 30. 40 by 30 millimeters. CXZ6. Just one of those available. And then CXZ7. Is another one of these. And this one is this bird. Flat backed. Fit it in the bezel if you want. And we're back. Hit again right around the 48-minute mark. It was exactly 48 minutes and some odd seconds when our stream disconnected today. So pretty much right on time. Thank you for still being here. I've got one more of these to show you. CXZ8, $8. And this time, it's this bird. It's this bird. And well, this pair of birds. And that's CXZ8. Marion says, here we go again, about 48 minutes. Yep. Yep. It's very strange. I guess maybe a lot of people don't stream for as long as we do. And maybe that's the issue. I don't know. That's what I'm starting to wonder, if it's because we stream for so long and most people probably don't go so long, that there's something in there. So I need to talk to them and be like, yo, we stream for hours. We want to know why it keeps disconnecting every single time. Last time we used this service, it didn't do that. So I don't know why it's doing that now. Okay. Have this at 36. I'm going to drop the price this one time. 32. Student says, I can live with this. Yeah, you know, it's not all the time. I guess it's okay, but it is like every live. It's weird, but at least it reconnects. It doesn't seem to kick people out. The other one, I had to restart the stream. People would have to decide if they're going to come back and find us again. And this is a beautiful Lamport glass heart that looks like it has succulents inside. Look at that. And look at that. Flower, looks like a flower petal, and looks like they did a succulent inside. I cannot imagine the time and skill it takes to make a succulent inside of a glass heart like that. So pretty. So cool. And this pendant, let's see, would hang kind of this way. So it's about 40. I'll just give you the length this way by about, wait a second. Yeah, 40. Boy, it looks so much longer this way than it is. 40 by about 35. Arian says you paid for the higher tier then? I can't remember if we actually did or not. Because I don't know why, unless we were doing it for 1080p, this one gives us everything we need. So I have to go back in my billing and see what we were paying for back then. But there is no delineation for length in any of the tiers. So it really shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter whether we were on this tier or the next tier. They're all the same, except you get a few more streaming destinations at once. We are only using 2 of our 3 right now, so we're not even maxing that out. And yeah, you get some more storage and stuff like that, but nothing that should change that. Hey, Diane. Nice to see you here. How are you doing? How you doing lately? Everything going okay with everything that's going on? CXZ10. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Speaking of Venetian beads, they were talking about at the beginning. Here's one. Is this one? Beautiful glass, silver foil lined, $6. One of those available. And size on that one is 40 by 12. 40 by 12 millimeters. All right, I'm going to start putting some of this away. Put away Harry's piece. It's pretty good. Pool deck is redone. Now onto the privacy fence and the 2 gates and garden fencing. Whew, got a lot of stuff going on. That's good. Glad you're getting it worked on. Probably feels good to have all that done. Or at least getting there, right? At least getting there. On its way to being done, right? All right, I'm going to put these away. Foil glass. Luxury bead blends. And I'm going to put away the 24 karat gold plated charms. 2 of those available, $18 each. Old price on that again. It's not the current going rate. I'd be afraid to look those up right now, if they're even still available from the supplier. Because they do everything by the silver content or gold content. Their prices do fluctuate. Diane says, I got my box today. Wow, that took a while, I feel like. That took the long way around. I feel like I sent that a while ago. I'm glad you got it, though. Glad you got it. Said, my backyard somewhat looks like a lumber yard. I bet it does. I bet it does. All right, I'm going to put this last one away as well. These are also silver plate in the smaller version. CXZ5, $10 each. We also just sold CXZ10. Thank you so much. I will put that away. Okay. Everybody else doing okay out there? Having fun? Okay. Did y'all have anything for lunch? Talk about food a lot. People like to talk about food, it seems. Okay, let's move this, move this. And we're on CXZ11. All right, let me check this and let's move on. Oh, these are nice. How many of these do I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 of these. They're only $4 each. CXZ11. the rest in the bag before they fall out. Are these beautiful vintage check glass flowers? Nice little flowers, center drilled down through the center. You can get a strand of those for $4. That was the old price. We're keeping the old price. Brooke said had leftover stir fry for lunch. Those bird cabs are so cute. They really are. They're vintage. I think these are vintage German, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember for 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they are vintage German cabs. Love that color. This is a beautiful color, right? It's an odd color. Like it's cranberry almost. Like it's not quite red, it's not quite purple. It's kind of like a garnet berry cranberry color. It's really pretty. And these are about 6 millimeters by 6 millimeters. And CXZ11, $4 a strand, 7 strands available. And so supper will be homemade bean soup and garlic naan with strawberries. Ooh, that's nice. We had beans in our soup too. It was kind of soup. It was served over rice though. Andrew made a good lunch. We don't normally have lunch. So I am feeling fuller than normal right now. So pardon me if I feel like I'm in a food coma right now because I kind of feel like I am. Let's see, these were $2.50 each. We'll bring them down to 2 each. 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 of these available. These are batik dyed bone beads. Batik dyed bone. And they are drilled this way, top to bottom there. But they're really cool bone beads, dyed. And there are 7 of them available. 2, 4, 6, 7. All of them shown. $2 each. Hello, Leslie. Good afternoon. Glad to see you here. What are you up to today? What's your small business got you doing? CXZ13. Let's see. This was 6. I'll bring it down to 5. I'll give you a little extra deal on this, even though we sell these for 6 all the time in the shop. These are really nice vintage check strand. We made these big strands. We stranded these up ourselves and we made them pretty big. We really we really should have made them about like this. But we threw in like 6 extra beads. So these are really big strands. And let's see, 1, 2, 3. They're about 8-inch strands. And for that price, they really should be smaller. But you know us. They're about 14 millimeter beads by 10 by 14 millimeters. Brooke says nice color. They are a beautiful color. They kind of glow. They do vary a little bit in size because they are vintage. You know, they didn't make beads all exactly the same size back then. It wasn't as easy to do. So you'll see a little bit of variation. Like this one obviously is a little longer than that one. But they've really got nice semi-large holes through them and this beautiful color. And I believe there's like a kind of like one of those platinum coatings on it, I think. I'm pretty sure because they have a little bit of extra shine to them that I don't think you would get necessarily just from the glass. But they're really pretty. And I've got one of those CXZ13. I'll do one strand, $5. I might have more strands in the store, but I don't know for sure if we're sold out of those. We sell a lot of these ones. They're a popular one. Let's see. Leslie says, I'm supposed to be working. Yeah, I know that feeling. What you working on? What's coming up for you? Website work? Let's see here. How much are these? Only $4. Wow. $4. We've got 2 of these available. And then they're gone. I love these. These are vintage Czech AB coated vintage Czech glass. They're a faceted tube. They look like that old glass. Only $4 a strand. And look at those facets on that tube. I don't know if you can see. Can you see them? It's hard to tell. They're really, really pretty. And these they really sparkle too. Look at that. Look at those colors. That extra AB finish helps on those. These are 8-inch strands, and these are approximately about 5mm by 14mm beads, 5 by 14mm or so. Beautiful. I love those. We've got 2 of those left only, and then no more. No more of those. And then I found this one. I'm gonna do it at $3. This one hematite ring. This is a vintage hematite ring. It is real hematite. It's not the fake stuff. It's nice and heavy. One hematite ring. It is drilled, so you can suspend something in there if you want. Overall, this is 30mm. The whole inside is about 15 to 16mm. So you can fit a nice big bead in there if you wanted to suspend another bead inside. I think it's super cool. And just $3 for that. CXZ15. This is another one we carry in the store. I'll give you a discount on this as well. We've sold both of the 14s. Thank you so much. Those are now gone, but never to be shown again. At least not by us. Unless we find more. You never know. But that's unlikely at this moment. CXZ16. This is another one we sell in the store a lot. And this is normally $6. This is a vintage Czech. It looks like a granite or a marble. Right? It looks like a stone. They're these kind of tube or capsule kind of beads. And they are about 5 by 16mm. and you get the whole strand. The strand is about an 8-inch strand again. $5. CXZ 16. So what creative things has everyone been up to lately? Have you been making a lot of jewelry? Have you been doing anything else? I've been uh we've been talking about how we were watching um the tutorials on our 3D printer that someday maybe we'll we'll figure out how to use. But we I've also been trying to get back interested into video editing a little bit and thinking about tutorials for the shop. So trying to get myself motivated and get into doing some more video editing and learning that again, not only learning it again, but learning it better than what I was doing before. So that's been kind of where my mind has been taking me lately. This is rose quartz, some higher end rose quartz done into these beautiful faceted drops. These are done in India. And very, very beautiful. These are approximately, if I can get a size on these, about 7 millimeters, we'll say. About 7 millimeters. And the strand overall is an 8-inch strand. Oh, Andrew's making a cake. Yes. We haven't had, Andrew has been using ube, and I forget what the other one is. We had a pudding the other night, which was really good. Um, but he's been using the ube. That's why he has the purple heart there, I bet. He um he made a cake with that, and then he made a cheesecake with that, and then we had the pudding with the other one, and then which is a green one. So we had some green, and then we haven't had cake in like 2 days. I said, "Where's our cake, Andrew? What's going on?" So now he's down there making some cake. All the cats are asking for cake. They love the sweets. They say cats can't taste sweets, but our cats, they like the sweets. They love the sweet. Not all of them. Gertie, she could take it or leave it most of the time. Um, but she does. Oh, Pandan. That's the other one, the green one, Pandan. Um, yeah, Gertie's not so much of a cake person. But she is cleanup crew. Like if you leave a plate somewhere, she is going to attack it. So we got to watch. But she's funny. And then Ida Bell, though, she loves a cake. Ida Bell loves a cake. Brooke says, I've been doing some bead weaving and a lot of knitting. Love that rose quartz. Isn't that rose quartz beautiful? It's a really nice strand. We do have 2 of those strands available, surprisingly. $32 each only, which is a super, super good deal. Yeah. Brooke also said, I made blueberry muffins this past weekend and froze them for breakfast. Ooh, I do love a good muffin. I forget about muffins. I don't know why, but um, there used to be a place in New York, especially when I worked at the bookstore, and I would stop in the morning and either get a muffin or get uh, a bagel and cream cheese. And then we have a coffee shop here in town called Abigail's, and they always have these big blueberry. Sometimes most of the time I get the blueberry, but they have these big muffins, and they're blueberry. There's also a walnut banana, which I love, and they have a few other ones, but those are the 2 I usually get. And when we had our store here, I would often go for lunch and get a big blueberry muffin and a coffee. Um, I love a muffin every once in a while, right? CXZ18. Let's keep this show going. I'm just sitting here chatting now. That's all right. Andrew says, Barnaby, Gertie, and Ida Bell are sunning themselves in the window. That's cute. That's cute. Those kids. Those kids. All right. These are vintage Cracker Jack charms. Andrew says the ube has the same color reaction that blueberries do. They bleed all over, right? These are vintage Cracker Jack charms. They are metal plated, copper electroplated, vintage plastic. And so on this grouping, you get this elephant, side profile of an elephant with the tusk and the long trunk. Then you get this elephant. And then you get this person carrying the water buckets, hopefully to give the elephants some water, I guess, right? And they are all double-sided except this one. This one's flat-backed. Andrew said, if there's baking soda in the batter, it turns a kind of gray blue. Andrew says there was a deal on Facebook Marketplace for a whole collection of powder coating powders. Yeah, he's been trying to think of ways to raise more money because he wanted to grab that collection. Now, he said there was a collection. Did they sell them? Are they gone? It was a good bit of money, but he was trying to figure out a way if he could make that happen. All right, y'all. Let me put some of these away. I'm going to put this one. And so I was going to try and make stuff to raise money for it, but I don't know. We have so many repairs to do at the cottage, and we can't keep putting it off. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. We've got to start making the money for that and using the money we've got for that. Okay, and this is CXZ7. $8 for that set, if you're interested in that one. I think, like I said, I think these are vintage German cabs. Anybody else doing anything creative with food or beads or anything? Tech stuff? Did you learn anything new in the tech world? Anybody find new ways to do things? I'm always looking for, like, do you edit pictures? Do you edit videos? Do you find a new way to do something that really makes your heart happy or makes things easier for you? Especially if you have a small business or if you're working on things like that. That one is 32. And this is 11. These cute little flowers. Only $4 each. And petite dyed bone beads. I love those. Those are great for earrings, pendants, in necklaces, on a bracelet. There's really no bad way to use those. Come on, get in there. We got a new machine at work that prints markdown tickets. I bet that's nice. Who doesn't love a markdown for one? But also, does that make your job easier? That you don't have to do it yourself? Is it more automated that way? This is 13, 15, 16, 17, 18. And let's see here. CXZ19. I've got one of these big Afghan bells. I love these. This is the big bell. Doesn't like that. I love the look of these. How they've kind of faceted that metal away. I love that. And I've got one of these available. This is about 25, we'll say about 25 millimeters by about 35 millimeters. CXZ19. This may be easier. We had pre-printed tickets before. Still need to stick them on the product. So they're making your job harder? Now you got to print them when they were pre-printed before? What? I'm not supposed to do things to make it harder. Maybe they're doing it in-house more. Maybe for them it's saving something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Seems like an extra step now, though, from what it sounds like. This is vintage check. This beautiful light blue and kind of pink, pinky red coloring in these drops. This is about a 6-inch strand, and the drops are about 10 by 14 or 15 millimeters. 10 by 15, we'll say. Vintage check glass. One strand available. All right. CXZ21. These are $3 each. And we have 4 of them available. These are vintage check glass hand painted swan buttons. Swans sitting on the water. Got the blue water, white swan, vintage check glass with a glass shank. And these little buttons are about 15 millimeters each. As you can see, there are 4 of them available, hand painted, $3 a button. Well, I guess if nothing else, Mary, I guess you're learning how to do the printing now. So you are learning something, right? Some new tech stuff, maybe. I love this strand. This is one strand of these left. It's the only one. Anybody doing any shows coming up? Anybody have any jewelry shows or anything? I know it's starting to come into spring, so sometimes those things start to happen for people. Marion says it allows different percentages depending on how many days you mark down. The pre-printed ones were fixed at 50. Oh, that makes sense then. Marion says exactly. That's good. Learn something new, right? These are kind of a brownish purple or blue. They're it's a weird color. It reminds me a little bit of like Andalusite in that it's like bluish brown gray. Like it feels like it changes as it hits the light, but like sometimes they look a little bit more purpley, sometimes more brown, sometimes more blue, and I just love them. I love because I feel like that's when you can start playing with colors more. You have more freedom to mix and match. And look at that beautiful kind of shampoo effect they've got going on. You know how shampoo looks, right? It's got that swirly, glossy, kind of flashy look to it sometimes. That's what those have got on them too. And it's an 8-inch strand. And these beads are 10 by about 11, 10 by 11 millimeter bicones, faceted. And that's CXZ22. Let me see if I can get these to fit over themselves here. There we go. They stay together. Marion says, a day without learning something new is a wasted day, in my opinion. That's good to have that outlook. CXZ23. These were $12. I'm going to do them once. We're going to drop them. Talk about a 50% off sale. Markdown, 50%. These are these beautiful lampwork glass beads. Blue and white. Nice big beads. Susan says, I try to do the same, Marianne. What everybody learned today? What'd y'all learn today? Anybody do their learning yet today? I'm trying to think if I learned anything new so far today. I don't know if I have yet. I usually I get into usually in the evenings, sometimes while we're watching TV, it's always like watch TV while you have your phone on. But I'll often look at my news app because my news app has a lot of like Scientific American and different science magazines. And I usually get sucked into an article of some sort about the universe. And I've been following these people talking about universe expanding and all that stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forget the name of the one channel I've been watching lately. But it's really good as far as trying to explain things about the universe and planets. And I think it's Event Event Horizon, EVANT. I think that's the name of the channel on Facebook, probably on Instagram too. These are vintage Czech, just simple rounds, drooks. in this beautiful minty green color. I think these and these could go really well together. Like I like those colors together. And these are, hey May, thanks for joining us. These are 8mm rounds, nice size, simple, $4 for the whole strand. The strand is, what did I say, about 8 inches, 7.5, 8 inches. And you get the whole strand for $4. Can't beat that price. Marianne learned that I ate too much lunch today. What did you have for lunch? Trying to remember. Did you say what you had for lunch? It was Brooke that had the stir fry. I don't remember. What'd you have for lunch? All right, let me put some of this away. May says, yesterday I learned how to cook tater tots on our outdoor grill. That's fun. Never a bad way to cook a tater tot. Or maybe I should say it's never a bad thing to learn a new way to cook a tater tot. I don't know how they came out, but I bet they're good. Gotta love a tater tot. This is that beautiful ring, only $3. Hematite, 16, $5 for that strand of check glass, vintage. Oh, that's right. Asian salad and chicken thighs. That is a pretty big lunch. Those salads themselves, I know, are pretty big, and then to add chicken thighs to that, that's that is a lot. May says it was too hot to turn on the oven. We have been using the oven because it's too cold. It feels good to use the oven. Andrew's making a cake right now and hopefully warming up the kitchen a little bit with the oven. Vintage Cracker Jack charms, 3 of those, $9. That's only $3 a piece. And then the Afghan bell. Sounds better when I'm not holding it. My hand deadens the sound. CXZ19, $7 for the Afghan bell. It turned out more crispy than I was expecting. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Crispy tater tots, though, are pretty good. You know what? A tater tot could crisp up quite a lot before I would turn it down. Like you'd have to make that tater tot like pretty burnt before I said no, because I love a crispy tater tot too. Let's see here. We have a whole lot of these vintage plastic. Let's put them up here. These are fun. This is a lot of vintage plastic beads. And they're really beautiful. Like super pretty. In different shapes and sizes. And I love them. I think that's, oh, did I have this one? There's this one. That's pretty much, I think, the kind of ones you're looking at there. But you get the whole lot of these. for $5. And they're really distinct. They've got really good markings on them. Like they're really well done. Vintage plastic beads, one lot available. CXZ25. These are, I think, a little less. One, two, three. Yeah, I've got 9 beads here, a little less than $1 a bead. These are some really lovely vintage check glass. Another one of my favorites because they're such a weird shape, but the colors are beautiful in those too. Like the greens and brown, it's kind of that brownish purple again. Like, look at how well those would go together. Grab a few of those, mix them with these. Really pretty. And that's CXD26. You get 9 beads for $8. And these beads are approximately 18 by 17, somewhere in there, millimeters. CXZ26. And he says, love my order. It took a little detour, but got here a day later. Oh, good. I'm glad. It seems like the orders are taking a little bit to get to people. Diane was just talking about just getting hers today, too. And I feel like that took longer than it should. Of course, my internal time clock is not perfect. Sometimes I think I did something like 3 weeks ago and it was like yesterday. And sometimes I think I did something yesterday and it was 3 weeks ago. CXZ27. Susan says my packages are usually better traveled than I am. LOL. I get that. I get that. I say, can I jump on that truck for a few days? See the sights. This is a lampwork glass bead. Look at the beautiful flower in there with the vine work. One big old bead was 24, bringing it down to 20 for y'all. That's about 23 millimeters by about 20. 23 by 20. Nice big bead there. So nobody's got any shows coming up? Nobody's doing anything beady? You know, Kimberly just got back from a show. These were 60. I will bring them down to 38. Got 2 of them available. Anybody making anything for sale? Getting ready for any kind of selling shows? We've signed up for at least 2 of the crypto shows, the cryptozoological shows, which I'm excited about for this year. We've gotten into both of them. That's exciting. This is CXZ28. And this is hand-carved drops of aquamarine. Beautiful hand-carved aqua. Andrew says the modern craft market is coming up. It'll be good to check it out to see if it's a good fit for us. Yeah, I'm excited to see. And these aquamarine beads, the strand is 8 inches. And these are about 7 millimeter, about 7 millimeter drops on there. And the nice thing that I like about these is that it's not drilled too close to the point. So if you're wire wrapping or doing something, sometimes they drill them almost right at the point where you end up breaking them off. But these are drilled pretty, for, they're further down. And so hopefully, for those of you who have that issue, like I sometimes do, because I'm not super talented at that yet, it would be a good thing. Yeah, I feel like that it took a long time from when they had possession to when they delivered it, Diane. Usually I feel like it doesn't take that long. But then I don't know what days in there would have been weekends too or whatever. That's the other thing too. Let's see here. Okay. And CXZ29. And let's see. No, I don't know why. Hold on, let me refresh Facebook because my Facebook messages aren't coming or comments aren't showing up here. Thankfully, they seem to be showing up in mine. Just making sure I'm not missing anybody here. Okay, good. Because they scroll really fast by me. In here. Oh, I already pulled these. We've had these lots of S-word crystal beads over the last few days-ish. Over the last week or so, we've had a few different colors. This is the olivine bicones. You get a gross of them, about 144 of them. They were 20, now 18. And oh, Chris has joined us. Hello, Chris. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining in. We're almost finished here today, but feel free to check out the replay on anything you may have missed. There's lots of good things here today, I think. These are the 4 millimeter bicones in S-word crystal. It's one of the gross bags, olivine, about 144 of them in there, $18 only. And let's see what I have for number 30 today for the last one. Diane says it was in PA, North Carolina, then Tampa, then Jacksonville, then Ocala, then delivered. Oh boy. I don't know if that's the long way around for you or not, or if that makes sense the way you usually get mail. I just feel like that's an extra long time. All right, let's do this. This is a piece by Harry. And let's see, we had this at 16. Let's do it at 14. Little bonus. This is a pendant by Harry. It's done in raku. It's like this flaming heart. And it's got all these pretty colors from that raku firing coming out. So it went south, then it went north. Is that normal mail delivery? Is that where your centers are? Like, I kind of know generally how our mail comes through because it comes through the same processing centers all the time. And this one is about 40 millimeters by 45 millimeters. Marianne says, I've had packages go to Florida before crossing the border. That's weird. That's very strange. Why they would go to Florida, then come all the way back north to go up into Canada. I guess it depends on what they're processing and where, but that's because I think when I send to Canada, most of the time, I think they're addressed to New York. Um, I think there's a New York facility where things are sorted and then sent over. Diane says, no, I don't know why it went to Tampa. Yeah, that seems strange. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there are shortages. Maybe, I don't know. But it's interesting to know that things are taking, I feel like some packages are getting places a lot quicker and some are taking a lot longer. Somebody's I was surprised I looked at yesterday and it was already out for delivery. And I was like, that was like no time at all. Um, but then some I've been waiting on for a while, but I'm glad you got yours. Um, yeah, that's the show for today, y'all. I'm gonna get ready to get going so I can make it to my pottery class on time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Please share this video with your friends. And if you missed anything, please take a replay through it. It'll be ready for replay. I think sometimes it takes a little time to process, but it should be ready for replay um, in a short amount of time. I think it does process a little bit on YouTube and Facebook before when I'm finally done with it here, but it should be ready for replay soon. Chris says, I love Raku. Well, then you would love, if you missed that, you may love, I think it was piece number 1 today. Yeah, piece number 1 and piece 30. We started the show with Raku and ended the show with Raku, both by Harry Wood. So thank you so much. Diane says, enjoy your class. Thank you. May says, have a great class. Susan says, have a great evening, everyone. You too, everybody. Have an amazing one. And we'll see you back here, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. All right. Have a great day and a great night and a great tomorrow until we see you again. Bye, everybody.